Great to see you again. I am very excited to talk to you this evening. I have some things that hopefully as we enter into March can change the direction of your thinking and your path and the success for you and your family. I want to welcome all of you into Successful Living, of course, the House of Reconciliation and Shout About Life, and to all those that are connected to the virtual and the global campus. This is something that will help you. So I'm looking for the writers this evening. First of all, I have two conversations I want to share with you. And this, from the biblical perspective, it comes from Psalms 51, stanza 10 through 12. But I had a conversation with Reverend Dr. Curtis Fleming that I want to share with you, and also one with what I called him, the great Daniel Neal Cohen, who's out in, I think, San Francisco or Santa Clara, California. They both had an impact on me in the last couple of days, and I want to just share a conversation that may change the paradigm in which you are dealing with so that you can get back to what you need to be focused with. So this evening conversation comes like this. People will try to tell you that they don't have borders, but they'll put borders on you. So I was talking to Dr. Fleming, and this is what he wrote. He said, when I left California in 2020, I planted fruit trees on our property. Now, for the writers, I want to ask you, what do you own, or what patent do you own, or what rights do you have that is producing something for you? It says this, and I never expected to eat from them. Many of your dreams could feed you financially and stabilize you, but you don't take your dreams seriously. So here we go. I never expected to eat from them, but today I am. Some things don't mature until sometime down the road. Here's what it says. But today I am. Life as a follower of Jesus is never dull and sometimes even scary. However, we can take comfort because God promises us stability in unstable environments and the future where everyone will live in peace and prosperity. I want you to write the word prosperity because there are basically 400 scriptures in the Bible that talk about faith, maybe 500 that talks about maybe miracles, and 2,340 that talks about finances, prosperity, and ownership and money. Yes, that's true. Look it up. And so what he says then, that everyone should, where everyone will live in peace and prosper, enjoying their own grapevine and fig trees. If you have nothing planted, then what can you harvest? For there will be nothing to fear. I want you to begin to go back and think about your childhood dreams and what your desires are, and actually put pen to paper. Now, here's what I want to do. Don't deceive your future is what I'm going to talk to you about briefly here. That comes out of James 1 and 22. But doers of the word. And like I said, there's about 400 scriptures that talks about faith, maybe 500 that talks about miracles, but over 2,340 that talks about possession, finances, and the opportunity to have something. So you tell me. Here's what it says. Be doers of the word and not hear only to deceive yourself. This is why I said don't deceive your future. The narrative of this verse means that receiving God's word is more than just hearing it. You have to hear to listen. You have to listen to learn. You have to learn to adjust. Then you adapt. And then you put a plan together. So it says just hearing, but to put into action. So I want to challenge you in this month. And actually, technically, the spiritual numerology number of 3 means resurrection. And 5 means grace. So today is the 3rd. This is the 3rd month of resurrection. So you need to resurrect your dreams, your ideas. You need to collaborate and talk to some people, because here's where most people are. They're trapped in a moment. And that moment is dictating to you of what you see and not what you believe. You have to believe it, and you have to walk by faith and not by sight. So I believe that things will happen, but they don't happen without my action. So I have to get involved. So here's what we do. Here's the thing. Start planting for your future. Don't listen to people who try to put restrictions on you that you can and you cannot do anything. And someone just chimed in and said, nothing planted, nothing harvest. You were absolutely right. Here's what I want you to do. Get your dreams and talk to your children and find out what their dreams are. Because here's what I learned here in the last couple of days. Visions do matter. If you don't have a vision, I just don't know what you're going to do. Visions matter. Why now? And this is when we're going to come up to the great Daniel Neal Cohen. Why now? Stability equals prosperity. Stability. Where's the continuity and the consistency? You cannot have stability when you're in complacency. You don't know. You don't have a direction. You don't have a plan. Your ears are full of what you can't do. When your spirit is crying out for you to walk by faith and not by sight. And yes, with anything that you do is a risk. If you get up and go outside, it's a risk. If you drive a vehicle, it's a risk. So here's a couple things that I want to pull into you. Stability equals prosperity. Don't deceive your future. I had a conversation with the great Daniel Neal Cohen. I love him to death because he's my contact to the Fortune 500. And so we were working on a project called The Shrinking Window. And I'm going to give you a couple things that for the writers and the people who really want to pull it together. And see, sometimes you can't pull it together by yourself. Everybody needs a support team, support staff. Everyone needs a cheerleader. And I think Daniel would say everyone needs a champion in the room that you're not in, that you want to go in. And so here's what it is. First of all, the shrinking window. What is your view? What is your true view of you? What is your view? And I'm way ahead of schedule. We've only been together 7 minutes, so this won't be that long this evening. What is your view? Here's what most people say. I've got time. This is when I need Daniel because he's really, really great with this. No, you don't. You don't have time. Give you one theory. The apple. True fact. Plant the seed. It takes 10 years for the apple tree to produce its first crop of apples. And it will not do that if it's not properly pruned and taken care of. And you can graft it with a more mature tree, but it's still going to take 5 to 7 years. Sound like financial stability to me. If you don't invest, you have to invest early in order to have later. Think about it. Your view. I've got time. When I was working with Daniel, we realized I don't have time because my dreams are not going to happen overnight. My ideas are going to have to be reshaped and recalibrated constantly. Don't be afraid of struggle. Struggle is a part of progress. Count your progress. Don't focus on your struggle. Nothing that's worth having and sustainable will be easy. Yes, you're tired, mentally tired, drained, physically tired, but don't you quit. And as the great Daniel Neal just chimed in, time waits for no one. And so that's why I said he and I have to do some broadcasts because he's on the West Coast, because these are things that he shared with me and opened my eyes about the Fortune 500 view of companies. Now, number one, your view. I've got time. No, you don't. You don't. People say, oh, I'm in my early teens. I just want to go do this, go. No, sugar. No, boo-boo. No, you don't. Okay? Because it's going to take time. And you're going to have to create models. If you look in the automotive industry, before a vehicle comes to market, it is already capped in 7 to 10 years of going through things. And Daniel just said the time paradox. Powerful. If you need a good mentor and you want to know about how to educate yourself to deal with corporate America, and I think we all need to be somewhere, but we also need to build something on our own. You need to go learn corporate principles so you know how to build strategic, and I tear that word up, but I would say know how to build strategies within your own business. So number 2 is the corporate view. Thank you, Daniel, for chiming in. And we've got more stuff we're going to talk about real quick here. Corporate view. And these are things that he shared and taught me. Aging out. Well, I still have my degree, and I've been here 15, 20 years. You're a candidate if you're 47. If you're north of 47, you're a candidate to be aged out because you're a liability to the company. They owe you benefits. Not 501c, but 401, 4K? I can't remember what, 401k? All right? They want to get younger so they can stay relevant and pay less. Cheaper value, higher performance. And now they structure it that you've got to do like 30 and 20 before you can get your full payment. So you have to rep 401k. Thank you, Relisha. 401k, because what happens is they want to get younger so they can stay relevant. If you're north of 47, if you're below 47, you better get busy. Because if your company allows you to walk or sends you away, and most people are working in an at-will state, well, Whitley, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? All those dreams, all those pies you cook, all those cakes you bake, because you see your stuff is small. Here's the thing. The Bible says despise not small beginnings. And remember, wow, thank you, Dan. I told you, brother, we got to do some stuff. And remember, motivation is an external force. Multiplier. Motivation reaps tremendous benefits. You have to, nobody's coming to motivate you. Destiny, energy, the excitement. I asked someone earlier, what makes your heart beat faster? What drives you? What would you do for free? What would you do? What is your love? What is your passion? Well, I just work a job and, they like me. Okay, I always tell people when the people upstairs change, more likely the people on the floor is going to change. So here's the thing, corporate, cheaper prices. Number 3, the real view. Do you think you were created to work for people all the time? So what are you going to do? Have your child go work your job? Let me use my name. Little Reggie, he was a good employee. So we're going to bring his boy on and let his boy. Okay, the real view. What have you planned for your own stability for your family? That's why I say if you need a good mentor, and you're trying to be in corporate and go up the ladder and need that infrastructure, you need to talk to Daniel Neal Cohen. I see my good budget guy, Charles Beasley's on as well. You need to talk to Beasley about budgeting. Now, these are some strong and disciplined brothers, and they will help you. You don't be out there with $50 in your pocket and think you got somewhere to go. $50 don't go like it used to. You break a $50 bill, you just got pennies left. The real view. What's your plan for your sustainability? In this economic crisis that we're headed to, what do you have to sustain you? Oh, I forgot. You're the generation that don't believe in saving money. Oh, and the other group, God got it. God gonna make a way. Don't use God to dodge your reality. Let that one kind of, that right there, it kind of hit a little low. Need to whistle to blow. Don't hide behind God because you don't want to face reality. So number 4, and this is something I got from the great Daniel Neal Cohen. He taught me this. Timing is critical. I am 63 years old. I could just see myself going out there trying to find a job. Who gonna hire granddaddy? Who? I've got qualifications, multiple degrees, 63. They're gonna like, dude, you already out the game. And if you're north of 47, and if you're south of 47, nobody has room to play. Companies are changing up and developing. Want to talk about it? Ask Daniel with the company that he works for and how they wanted to get rid of all of the people in the middle. You need to listen. Because before it's over with, you're going to need a license just to work with your hands. Charles Beatty just said, you must adapt your budget and finances to the current market environment. Excellent. Timing is critical. Thank you, Daniel. Timing is critical. The process takes preparation for progress to begin. Let me say that really again. Timing. I learned this from that's why I call him the great Daniel Neal Cohen, because I'm no longer in corporate. I'm in private industry, and corporate thinks completely different than private industry. And he taught me timing is critical. The process takes preparation for progress to begin. You want an ideal today and be a billionaire tomorrow. What you smoking? You're hallucinating? It doesn't happen that way. So Mr. Beasley said you must adapt your budget and finances to the current market environment. Number 5, where do you stand today will determine your future. Now, why is that relevant? Most people today don't have a plan. I've heard people tell me, oh, I'm just living life, man. I'm just, living life. I go to work every day, man. I go to work, dude. I come home, I play pool. I sit down and eat me some pork chop, dude, and I'm good, man. I don't know what you're talking about, player. But what happens when you can't get up and go to the job that you had yesterday? Or walk in and they walk everybody out. I spoke with someone that's like, we're getting a massive amount of overtime. I said, you know what they're doing? They said, no. I said, they're finishing contracts. And you better hope they get some new contracts. Where do you stand today will determine your future. If you don't have a plan today, who's going to bring you one? We got about 4 minutes. Who's going to bring you one? Who's coming to add value to you versus who's coming to influence you to spend more money out of your pocket? What do you own? What property do you own? Number 6. And I've been trying to get this one in for a minute. I call it build a spinoff. Now, I'm speaking to the people who are in their 40s and in their 50s and even in their 30s who don't know what they want to do. I'm going to ask you a question. How much longer do you have to not know what you want to do? Come on, Cletus. How much time? I'll wait. You're going to wait till you're out of season. You don't think you're going to get out of season? Look up, when are you in your prime years? Those are your building years when your body can sustain some pressure and some stress. And listen, success don't come without pressure. And great people, I'm trying to think, Billie Jean King said, pressure is a privilege. Miss Lisa Leslie said, pressure will make a pipe burst. So my number 6 is build a spinoff. And what does that mean? You may not like it. It may not be what you want to do. Build it right and sell it later. And when you discover what you want to do, now you have funds to support your dreams and vision. But just don't work and think that your life cannot depend on that paycheck. What's generating revenue for you? I'm not even talking about your kids. Build a spinoff. Build it right and sell it later so you can invest what you want to invest and what you like to do. Now I'm going to close with this. You are not overwhelmed. Stop it. Stop sitting in the chair, holding your head back, taking all of that Aleve and Advil, and you just overwhelmed. You're not overwhelmed. No. Can I tell you what it is? You just committed to things that don't matter. Because when it matters, you'll find the energy. When it matters, you'll be disciplined. When it matters, you'll focus. You're not overwhelmed. You're just distracted by what you hear. You're not focused on what you believe. You're going to church to hear what you already know. You need to be in a place that would challenge your spirit so you can challenge your mind, so you can challenge your flesh, so you can build something on earth. Yes, you need to rewind that and listen to that. Great? Build a spinoff. You're not overwhelmed. You're just committed to things that don't matter, and you're committed to things that don't pour anything back into you. I said this, and I shared this with people. I have a couple of mentors, and they were buying old houses, and my perception was, man, why would you buy an old house? And the guy told me eventually, he said, who cares about the house? I want the land. So if I can't modify the house, and I just passed a neighborhood when I was going to see my parents, and in a neighborhood that I grew up in, now they're putting multi-purpose family homes. When everybody had a house, working class, but everybody had a house. Now they're building 2 and 3 levels for people to live on. Somebody has ideas. Where are yours? You're just committed to things that don't matter. You're committed to looking cool and being fancy, as old folk would say. Being busy but not productive. Yes, I'm skinning you right now, but that's what I do. I challenge you. I look inside of you to get the best out of you. So then you won't have to look back and wonder what happened in your life. So I hope I have said something that will make sense. Oh, I got to give you this one since I've already got you open. Oh, Lord, Leroy. Oh, Leroy. Oh, you hit me deliver. Oh, you hit me deliver tonight. I want to share this with you. Stop sacrificing progress for comfort. Sometimes you need to just have a can of biscuits and some butter and stay at the house. Stop sacrificing progress for comfort. I don't know who you was with this evening. As the Reverend Dr. Curtis Fleming would say, he wants to bring me to the West Coast and say, I don't know if I'm getting little Reggie or Reginald. Dan would say, I don't know who I got tonight, my partner or whoever, but thank you, Daniel O'Neill Cohen. Thank you for chiming in on the West Coast. And to all of you who want to change your life and want to do something that you can leave a legacy. People look at me and say I'm crazy. You know, you get to a point, and I'm old, and I'm not fighting it. I have 2 beautiful grandchildren. Hopefully, my 2 daughters will either adopt or have kids. But you know what I told my family? I've got y'all covered. My children, I got you covered. But here's the thing. I want to build something for my grandchildren's grandchildren. I don't even want my picture up. And I hope I go to heaven. If I don't, I'm going to be mad somewhere else. I'm just letting you know now. That's a little rich. I'm going to be mad if I do all of this and then I can't get in. It's going to be a fight at the gate. That's all I can say. But I want to build something, and I'm challenging you now. And I hate to say this, but I will be honest. It's out there on social media. I heard this quote from a Russian mafia guy. And he said, this is the best time to start a business because the competition is thin and people are looking for value. If you can work and build something in the worst of times, then you will prosper in the best of times. You and your family are important. You are a citizen of earth and a citizen of heaven. Learn how to use those powers and ignore the noise. Because the Bible says the steps of a good man or a good woman are ordered by God. And until you can defeat him, then sit down and shut up. And that's from Little Reggie. Have a good one.